Hey everyone, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got a sound demo of the 2020 Hyundai Accent. This is a limited model with a 6-speaker sound system. We've got a USB stick full of uncompressed WAV audio files plugged directly into the sound system. I've got high-quality binaural microphones plugged into each of my ears to give you the most realistic sound experience you can get watching a YouTube video. So we're going to go through a few tracks static here. Check out the sound settings, check out the car itself, then go out on the road, listen to those tracks while we're moving. I'll give you my final impressions at the end. So we always start these sound system tests with the sound settings set all the way to their factory defaults. So you can see here we've got bass, mid-range, and treble. Let's go through those now. We got bass. Mid-range. As well as treble. In terms of other sound settings, all you get is a speed-dependent volume control, so as you go faster, the music will get louder. It's pretty standard these days. For audio inputs, you've got your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM radio, as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto support. Then you've also got 2 USB ports, one here, one back there, and a 3.5mm auxiliary input jack. What are you missing? Just a CD player. It's not very common to see those these days anyway. Let's hop out, take a quick look at the vehicle. So this is Hyundai's subcompact sedan offering. It's a pretty simple car. This top level limited trim's coming in around $20,000. If you'd like to see more about the car, we've got a full review. I'll link to that in the description. As I said, we're just dealing with 6 speakers here, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pretty easy. All right, let's check out a few tracks. Oh, one more thing. Ways to control the system. You've got track seek buttons here. You press those and cycle through. You've also got those same controls on the touch screen. And you can turn this knob here. And if that's not enough for you, you can do it on the steering wheel. Volume controls, you've got a good feeling volume knob here, as well as a nice clicker on the steering wheel as well. All right. The system does go quite loud. You bring it up to 45 levels of adjustment. I should never need to use them that high. get out on the road and listen to a few of these tracks at speed. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know this track can really bring some of these audio systems to their knees. And I expected the same result for the Accent, but it's actually not really the case. Now, yes, the bass isn't coming through very strong, and it's not hitting deep in my chest, and the hi-hats and the higher guitar notes are not coming through super crisp. However, what it's not doing is turning into a big, messy blob of sound the way it does in some systems. I'm going to turn it up really loud here when we're at highway speeds, and you're going to notice that you can still sort of pick out the different sounds of the guitar and drums and such, all the different instruments. You can still hear the bass guitar. So it doesn't sound melodic and it doesn't sound beautiful, but it's not harsh on the ears and it's not a mess like it is in some systems. So that's a point to the Accent. Before we get into another track, let you just hear what it sounds like at 75. So there's a decent amount of road noise, a noticeable amount of wind noise, not really that much engine noise. So not bad, but standard for the class. Noticing, and what I did notice before starting this test, listening to a lot of different tracks, is the system seems to be mixed well with not very great speakers. So what I mean by that is, like the last track and this one that we're listening to now, you're not getting a lot of the high highs, you're not getting a lot of the low lows. There's only so many speakers to go around, so not all the instruments kind of get their own channel to come through. However, they're not turning into one big pile of sound, of noise. You do kind of still get to hear everything going on in the music, which is impressive for a car at this price point. So this is really going to show through on this track. The guitar doesn't sound very crisp. It's kind of a high cut. There's not much of that treble coming through. And then the bass guitar is going to come in, and it's not going to be that strong and low, but you are going to be able to hear it separate from this guitar. So while neither of them sound excellent or true, they do each have their own space in the speakers. So when I'm listening to this sound system, what I ended up doing for adjustments is I went to sound, tone, I bumped the bass up 1 or 2 depending on what songs I'm listening to, and then I did actually 1 down on the mid-range and 2 up on the treble. That just allows there to just be a little bit more range of sound, even if it is a bit artificial. Gets rid of that hollowness just a bit. Let's listen to this one. One complaint that you notice a lot in this song is when you're going from kind of a quieter part of a song or medium part like this to when it gets louder and a lot of instruments come in, it really gets harsh and the volume bumps up a lot. Some better systems will balance that out a little bit better, but there's only so much you can do when you're dealing with this level of speakers. Final thoughts on the Accent limited 6-speaker sound system. To sum it up, I really think they're doing the best they can with what they've got. The sound engineers seem to have looked at everything and they're like, all right, we only have this set budget to use for speakers, amplifier, etc. So let's balance everything this way. We'll do a good mix and a good balance between the instruments and everything. And they just have to concede the fact that so the instruments aren't going to come through super crisply. So if I were putting a rating 1 to 10 on the system, I'd give it about a 4. You just can't get outside of what it is. I mean, this is a subcompact vehicle, it costs $20,000. It's not even holding a candle to some of those upper level systems. And there's nothing that really impresses me about it other than the fact that it's not worse, I suppose. Now, talking about in its class, at first I was tempted to give it a 5, right in the middle of other subcompact vehicles. But given the fact that no other subcompacts, especially sedans, have any sort of special audio system, they're all pretty much 6 speakers, low amount of watts, no special branding, no Bose, no Harman or anything like that, no JBL. The fact that this is mixed pretty well, I'd give it about a 6 for all subcompact vehicles. So hope you guys were able to get a good example of the audio system here in the Accent. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe, check out our other sound tests, and the full review of this car. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.